In this video, I'm going to show you how to use LinkedIn Sales Navigator to get some of the most accurate phone numbers for cold calling on the entire internet. And so just to give you a preview of how nuts this is, we just started making these dials. We made 161 dials. We booked 7 meetings from that. That ends up being a 4.3% meeting booking rate. And our connection rate is absolutely insane. And so the only way that you get access to this is by being a first degree connection with somebody on LinkedIn. And that's kind of the secret sauce that I'm about to show you. Hi, my name is Chris Cozzolino, and I'm one of the co-founders at Uptown.com, where we help companies turn LinkedIn into a top revenue generating channel. If you want any help with that, you can check below. And if you get any help from this video, please consider subscribing. So I am going to be showing you kind of this flow that we've been implementing. And the prerequisite to this is that you need to be a first degree connection with people that end up being your buyers on LinkedIn. If you don't have those yet, and you don't have first degree connections, then you can check out some of the other videos where I show you how to grow that. But if you're starting from scratch, the good news is that you can get, 70 to 80 of these first degree connections each and every week. And from my experience, about 40% of at least this archetype that I'll show you today has a phone number that is very accurate because it's what they use for two-factor authentication on LinkedIn. And if you stick around till the end of this video, I'm going to show you an honorable mention of the second best way to get validated, really, really high quality phone numbers. So just to bring this 10,000 foot view, if you're looking to bring in new revenue through cold outreach, your channels really end up being cold email, cold calling, and LinkedIn if you're B2B. So bringing all of those techniques together is kind of the goal that a lot of sales teams should have if they want to run the most successful outbound motions. And talking through how you can use LinkedIn to source some of the highest quality phone numbers I've ever seen on the internet. Because again, it's used for two-factor authentication for the people who make this available only to their first degree connections. So I will show you what our workflow has looked like when we're running retargeting campaigns. And that's really what stemmed all of this. And then I'll go back to some of the numbers. So I'll be the first one to admit we are not cold calling experts by any means. We do LinkedIn stuff. Cold calling is just a great way to use another channel to reach people, especially if you're already doing the legwork on another channel. But just to show you these numbers, I mean, we started, what is this, like 10 days ago roughly. And like I mentioned, 161 total dials. And we booked 7 meetings. So 4.3% meeting booking rate. That's not connection rate in terms of like conversations. That's booked meetings, which is just nuts to me. So the reason that you're able, or the way and the reason we're able to get these phone numbers is that we're first degree connections with people. So each and every week we send 200 connection requests across our LinkedIn accounts to people that we want to do business with. I'll show you for VPs of sales today and kind of what the workflow has been for this. So I made a saved search on my business partners account for these VPs of sales. And so that's who we sell to a lot. And what I've been doing is going and sending a follow-up and retargeting message to these people. So I will show you what that looks like just so you can kind of see the full motion. So we've sent messages to a lot of these people and they've been non-responders, but we've been doing this for years at this point. And there's people that we've sent messages to 2 years ago and haven't followed up with from that time. But you can see a little bit of a preview in the inbox that if somebody does have a phone number that's available public, or not publicly on LinkedIn, available to their first degree connections, you'll see it right here. And so let's go into what this flow looks like. So I made a list of all of the people that fit the right job title, so VPs of sales, and were first degree connections with them in the United States. And then I did some exclusions just so we don't hit up anybody that is currently in our pipeline. But then what my flow has been is going and looking to see if anybody's responded. If they haven't responded, I'll go and I'll send this retargeting message, which is really similar to messages that we've sent people in the past because we know that it converts. But then if they have a phone number, I'm going and I'm taking that phone number into this lead list that then a business partner goes and calls off of. So I will show you what that looks like. We made this retargeting lead list where I'm saving 50 people each and every day. And then I'll come through here and this person doesn't have a phone number. But then if I come to the next one, looks like this person does. Copy link address. I'll come in here, and then I will hit add note. I'll make it public to our team, and then I'll just go ahead and format it. So it's a fairly manual process at this point, and there's a lot of automation that you can put into place. But we just wanted to test this, and it's working crazy well. So it's probably something that we will continue doing. And I wanted to just show people that, might not be bought into LinkedIn or are super bought into LinkedIn, that they have access to, I hate the word gold mine, but this gold mine of phone numbers from first degree connections, because a lot of these people probably don't know that they're sharing their phone number with first degree connections, but it is the same phone number that they're using for two-factor authentication and to log into their LinkedIn account. So it's insanely accurate. And that's why we're able to get the rates of not only connections and conversations, but meeting booking rate. And these are with like our diamond tier and tier 1 prospects. We just reviewed the numbers, and I'm still hyped up about it just because of how crazy it is. So just to reiterate what makes this possible. When you become a first degree connection with somebody, you get access to a little bit more information about people than what you do if you're a second or third degree connection. So that means somebody needs to accept your connection request. But when they do that, you can filter for all of those first degree connections, especially using Sales Navigator, and then you can source those phone numbers to then be able to go and do something with them. So if you wanted to build a list of your own, you would go and put first degree connections in there. You would put whatever job titles you are looking to target. If there's geography, you could go ahead and add that in. And then if there's specific industries, then you can go ahead and add those in as well. So I'll do like what typical B2B targeting would be: technology, information, and internet founder. And then we'll just kind of go through and I'll show you these phone numbers that exist. So this person doesn't have it listed on their profile. This person does. So from my experience, it's been like a 30 to 40% where people have it. So go back to our cold call tracker. We're sending these 50 retargeting messages, and then that's kind of the trigger for where we go and put this phone number into the note. And you can see like that percentage is really high across the board. So yeah, if you need a quick and efficient way to bring in new top of funnel discovery calls or demos with really high quality people, I think this is the most efficient play you could possibly do. I think this is an amazing downtime activity for any rep or any business owner. Anybody that's looking to fill pipeline, like this is probably one of the craziest strategies I've stumbled my way into in a while. And just to reiterate, the reason that this is possible is by having first degree connections with people you want to do business with, and then looking at the phone number that LinkedIn has on record for them that they're sharing, but they're only sharing it with people they're connected with. So just to show you what I mean by that, if they're second degree connections, I'm not going to see that phone number even if they have it available to their first degree connection. So that is what makes this all possible. And then I promised that if you stuck around to the end, I would show you the honorable mention way of getting really high quality phone numbers. So this is going to be a cold email play. So we send anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 cold emails a day. We source a lot of leads from there because not everybody's active on LinkedIn that should be active on LinkedIn. That being said, we get a lot of auto responses. We get a lot of no's. But just to show you, and this is the way that Zoom Info and all the big dogs source a lot of their cold call or phone number information, people put their phone numbers in their email signature pretty religiously. So this was a auto response I got today, and you can see that the cell phone number is right here, and you can bet that that is going to be a direct, very accurate cell phone line. And so then even for, the positive responses that are coming in, you're seeing like these aren't just office numbers. The C next to that means it's a cell phone number. So this is another way to source some of the most accurate phone data that you possibly could. And so I've shown you kind of the manual way of pulling this information. Obviously, with AI, you can automate a lot of this stuff. I think that the best motion still is like doing a double tap if you're going to retarget somebody, and almost doing it manually so you can be very in touch with your pipeline. But it would be very realistic to outsource a lot of this to a VA where you just are able to put those phone numbers into a list like I showed you here, where then my business partner is going through and he's calling everybody that has a phone number next to their name, and we're getting basically 5% meeting booking rates on the numbers that we put in there. So for every 100 dials, we're booking 5 meetings, which is just insane. Hopefully this helps some of you. And for anybody that needs to grow their connection base on LinkedIn to be able to do this, you can check out some of the links below, and you can check out some of the other videos where I show you exactly how to build out a LinkedIn strategy to generate revenue for your company.